Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences.
The things people don't tell you.
Hey, Mama, hey.
Hey, Mama, hey.
How you doing?
I'm well, friend. How are you?
I'm well. I feel like I'm coming off of a Saturday full Real Mama Pod celebration high.
Mm-hmm. What did we celebrate?
Us.
Yeah.
Mamas.
Our Mama-tine event, it was the bomb.com. I know I'm
The
aging
bomb.
myself.
I ain't heard that one in a minute.
I know, but it was so much fun.
You took us to back the early 2000s.
Okay, listen, y'all. So we had, first of all, pretty much a sold out event.
Yeah.
And we did a reflection with one of our friends. And she was like, the first event y'all had 7 people there. And now y'all had a room full of people. And half of the people we did not know. So it's like full circle. It's giving us confirmation we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're living in our purpose. We're growing. And it was a beautiful event. Mamas came dressed down, honey.
They did.
They ate, like the kids say.
They bust, what? Ate down.
They
ate down. That's
4
what
+
it
4
was.
= 8. Yeah. So you
Devin.
heard that. I saw that on the, but it's like ATE. I saw somebody write that in the comments. Seriously. Okay, whatever. Anyway, the mamas ate, honey. They was dressed down to the gods. How about that? Anyway.
4 + 4 = ATE. I got you.
Yeah. Oh, you just got it?
No, I got it then, but
okay.
I'm just okay. Yes,
look, I be on the socials,
you're right.
and I work with
have
middle
been.
schoolers. Okay,
You have, and you do.
So I know the lingo.
Yeah. Okay, girl.
Anyway,
I trust you, honey.
So the mamas dressed good. They got massages. They got unlimited mimosas. They got a nice little brunch spread. We had an amazing workshop about sex and intimacy. Learned some tricks.
Okay.
And
like a washing machine situation.
I'm not getting on the washing machine, y'all. But I'll leave that to you. Yeah. So it was a good time. It was just good vibes, and so many moms left here full, and my heart was happy because of that.
We are doing exactly what we said we were going to do. We manifested this community in our first episode, and now the community has come to fruition. Yeah. And it is growing. Like, there are so many areas of this podcast that are coming to fruition in this new season, I guess, of us.
Yeah, because we're in our Aries node.
We got it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We somewhere in the universe. Yeah. The universe is aligning somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And for that, I'm so thankful. Like, we, again, are powered by SC Media Group, and they put on this full production for us.
Yes.
Like, y'all see the new set.
Yes. Beautiful.
But they also brought the experience. They brought the vibes. They brought the good energy. And for that, I want to say thank you. I'm always telling y'all thank you on camera, and I mean it. But yesterday was beautiful. Like, it really showed the work that we put in. Like, we've been working hard for 2 years. And now we're able to see and feel the community and energy that it's bringing and the blessings that it's giving to a lot of mamas out there. So we did our thing, girl.
Yes, I love that. And what I love the most, too, people was like, when is the next event? We're like, we don't know.
Yeah, we're already thinking.
We're thinking about it now because y'all applying pressure. So
we ain't gonna drop it yet.
So y'all know we are trying to open up with reviews, right? And I've been reading the reviews, but the reviews have stopped. So we need you guys to write the reviews because it really helps us. We're really trying to become a household name. We got the aesthetics, we got the support, we got all those things, but we still need support from you guys. Those reviews really help our analytics, and we are giving you guys this for free. So
rich content.
If y'all love us, we upgraded the aesthetics. We're doing all the things. We just need y'all to write a little review.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pop in.
And it doesn't take a long time. It takes like 30 seconds of your time, unless you want to write a thorough review, which we love to. Do that. Please, please, please. Wherever you stream your podcast, please write a review. And so now we have an incentive for you guys, right? To encourage you guys to write the reviews, okay? So I have a pamphlet here, Hammer and Nails. So let me tell you about Hammer and Nails. They are phenomenal. This is specific to the Atlanta Midtown location, okay? And so this is how we're going to encourage you guys to write us reviews. This is a giveaway, okay? And this is a giveaway for your man, all right? So this place will get your man in tip-top condition, okay? I had to trick Jared into going back in LA, and now he has a membership. So wherever he go, he finds a hammer and nails to go to.
That is true. That is fact.
Yes. And they pamper them. They give them a safe space to get self-care, okay? So it's not like your regular salon that women go to. So this is designed for them. The aesthetic is there. They get a cocktail of their choice. They get headphones, and they can relax. They can listen to music. They can watch the game. The vibe is super sexy. And then they use premium products on their clients. So like the nice massage oils, you got a beard, you can get a beard facial. They got all kind of packages. And so trust me, you want to enter to get this gift card because your significant other, partner, whatever, he's really going to appreciate you for this. So go ahead, write the review, and then we'll do some type of raffle, and we'll announce who the winner is for the gift card.
Yes,
so
girl.
Write the review, get your man pampered, and I bet you he'll come back with a membership because guys need self-care too.
Jared took Jonathan before, and he really enjoyed the experience. So yeah, I think they went in LA and they went here in Atlanta. So definitely write that review and secure this gift card because it is a real deal. When you're writing your review, please note that we now have 2 pages on Apple. So be sure to click the SE Media Group page because that is where our relaunch is and that's where our new reviews will live. So be sure to leave that review.
Yes.
Thank you, Hammer and Nails.
Thank you, Hammer and Nails, and make sure it's the Midtown location.
Yes.
But yeah.
So friend 1, what is your name?
Oh, shit. My bad. So, if this is your first time listening, I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
We didn't talk about a lot, but we're going to still welcome you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, what's going on?
So, it's a solo episode. Today? We're trying to be more intentional. We are guest heavy. And so, we're trying to be, as we're growing, we're trying to be more intentional about allowing our listeners and new listeners to get to know us personally because now we're reaching people who don't know us. They don't know our stories and all that. So, we need to be more intentional about that.
Yeah.
So I think we should open up with something funny, of course. So usually when we have solo episodes, we are either open up with a game or some funny shit our kids said or something embarrassing that they did. So I think we should lead with something funny or embarrassing that your child has done.
You want me to lead with that?
Yeah, go ahead, because you got a real funny one. I got to think.
Like real funny shit, literally. One thing I've learned about being a mother to a 4-year-old boy is that he's going to be very honest. Eli has very honest parents. Like, if you ask us a question, we're going to give you the real response.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that in him. And the other day, I was giving him a bath, and I asked him if he pooped at school, and he told me yes. I said, well, did you wipe good? He said, there was no paper. I said, puzzled. What do you mean there's no paper? He said, there was no paper. Like, what you want me to say? If there was no paper. I said, did you wipe your butt? Yes. With what? My hands. I said, your hands? He said, yes. Like, what do you mean? What else was I supposed to use? And I was disgusted. I'm like, you sat there and wiped your ass with your hands? And then you went back into the classroom. Did you wash your hands? He said yes, and I believed him because he told me all the rest of that.
Yeah,
so I'm like, and we teach good, wash your hands and all. So I was so disgusted. I'm like, first of all, you good problem solving skills. I applaud you for that. Yeah. But if there is an issue in the bathroom where you don't have toilet paper, I need you to go tell your teacher.
Tell your teacher something.
So, but it was funny and also nasty. Yeah. Because he was so serious about it. Like, what you mean? Like, y'all use my hands.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
what?
Fucking gross. Boys are disgusting.
They nasty. Honestly, that's why I don't eat. I do not eat after
that.
kids, and that is why.
Yeah.
I do not eat after kids. If you touch my food, you got it.
Yeah.
Don't drink my drink. I don't drink after him. John was like, what did you mean you don't drink?
They have little floaties.
This is why. Yeah. And I said, this is why I don't eat after your child.
Yeah.
And any other kid, I don't, because they nasty.
Yeah. But okay. Well, I'll give you one example of nastiness too.
What we got?
And then one funny. So Drew is learning to read, right? He got his
Yes.
CBC words down, okay? And so Jay's name is spelled Jai. I wanted to be unique. I didn't like Jay. I didn't like Jae. So I was like, we could do an I. Could say Jay. So he goes, Mom, you spelled Jay's name wrong, right? And I was like, no, I didn't. He was like, yeah, you did. It should be Jay, like Jay, yeah. The Y makes the yeah sound, Mommy. He has an I in his name. That says it. And I was like, okay, well, we spell his name Jai.
Told you, huh? Hooked on Phonics.
So Hooked on Phonics is working. They need to sponsor us too. And so that's one funny thing. But I'm really proud of him knowing sounds and learning how to read. That's really fun. And then Jay was just sitting back there in the back seat, just chomping on his boogers. And I was just like, bro.
Oh, no, that's nasty.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I'm eating my boogers. And I'm like,
I think there's like,
gross.
I feel like there's like, they just, I don't know if it's something that's going through the classroom where they're like, because I've caught Eli like literally digging for gold and I'm like, that's nasty.
I know. So.
But he was back there smacking on boogers.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Eating it up.
I can't.
Yeah. So, okay. Some challenges we're facing. I think we're both going through this whole lottery, preschool, enrolling in school business. How has your experience been?
Okay, so there are a few things I can say about that. One, Eli has a late birthday. So he was born in October, which means he cannot start preschool until he is like 4, or he can't start kindergarten until he's 5. So when he turns 5, it's after the new school year has started. So he has to circle back pre-K.
Yeah.
So given that scenario, we don't want to pay for another year of daycare or preschool, because that's literally an extra. We did the math. Like we would save like $12,000 if he gets into a public preschool. So what we've done is we learned that the Georgia Pre-K lottery system opened February 1st and it closes March 1st. So we submitted his application on the 1st. We've done some tours, or we did a tour at an elementary school and absolutely loved it. So given that scenario of him having a late birthday, learning about the Georgia Pre-K lottery system, and doing the work to do the research on the schools and do tours, so far it's going well. I just need my baby to be selected.
Yeah.
And that's the part that gives me a little anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't like the unknown. Like I like to plan for things, especially my pockets. Like I want to know, am I saving $12,000?
Right.
Jesus, we claiming it now. Or is he going to be back at the school that he's in now that I love? Absolutely love his school. But I love my pockets too, and I would like for him to be in a public preschool. But I also want him to have that smooth transition into being in an actual working elementary school.
Yeah.
So my prayer is that he gets accepted into this lottery and that he is selected for one of the top 3 schools that we selected. So far so good, but we're waiting until March, I think 15th is when they'll let us know.
Okay. I'm
What
going
about you?
through something similar. So we recently moved back to Florida and thought we moved in a place where it was a good school district, and the school is absolutely trash. Sorry. So especially what we were getting in Georgia, it was like a public school setting, but it was a private school experience. And so now we have to pay for what we were getting for free in Florida. We have to pay for that. Like we're really considering private school. And I never thought I'd be considering that as a parent, but like my child's education is way more important than any dollar amount. And I'm really disappointed about that. We were in a lottery system as well. So for some reason in Florida where we are, they have pathways. And so everyone is not exposed to the same thing. So in Georgia, he was exposed to STEM, agricultural, different enrichment programs, things like that. You have to go to a specific school for STEM. And so I'm just like, why? So I signed him up for a school that focused on STEM because Drew is very hands-on, those type of things. He's that type of learner. And we're number 69 on that lottery. And I watched him do the lottery. And I mean, over 6,000 people applied for this school.
Wow.
And we still didn't get in. So
And y'all number 69?
69.
Out of 6,000?
And I applied last year before we moved, and we were number 146. So at least we bumped up a little bit.
Wow.
So that's very difficult. And then they have something called school choice. So we wait to hear back for that. So that's a K-8 school, and they have STEM and they have dual language. So hopefully we can get into one of those. If not, then we'll be doing a private, which they have scholarships we've learned that we could pay as little as $100.
Okay.
And it doesn't go based on income, because that's usually what hurts us all the fucking time. Like we don't make enough money to not feel the hit of private school, but we also don't make too less of money, or however you say it, to not get the benefits. I'm just like, God damn. Shit.
Yeah, the middle class has no.
It's horrible.
Don't reap
but yeah, it really
anything.
sucks right now, and I'm definitely frustrated with that. Actually, really stressed, because I never had to think about these things. But at least one thing about the programs in Florida, once you have a sibling in, by the time I get to Jay, like, it'll be much easier.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge, and then also I wanted us to kind of talk about our parents aging and us like parenting our parents, right? And being a mother, because this shit is hard. I feel like I have 2 sets of kids.
You do.
And I feel like this is a conversation that doesn't really happen in our age group, because I don't know about you. I never really I knew my mom was going to get old, or my parents were going to get old, but like you never really imagine like really looking over their health insurance, their life insurance policy, making sure they have a will. Like, you never really imagine like your parents aging, leaving here one day.
Yeah.
And so as they get sick and all these things, like, and then they don't follow instructions or go to the doctor when they're supposed to, or take their medication, it's frustrating.
Yeah, that's the part right there. So one, with the lottery, I understand what you're going through. Drew is going to get selected for whichever school he's supposed to be in, right? And we're claiming, I know, and I do want to circle back on that Florida education, because Florida's education system, while that's my home state, it is trash. And the way that they function as a state when it comes to prioritizing education and making it equitable for all classes and the experiences and the resources that they provide, it really grinds my gears. I don't like it. I think Georgia doesn't have the greatest, but it's a little different, right? So I'm wishing Drew and Eli and Jay the best in their luck of the draw, because that's what it is. But to your point about aging parents, I do feel like I have 3 kids. I got 2 grown ones and I got a little one. And sometimes, depending on Jonathan, it might be a 4th. Right? But he's my least problematic child. Or sometimes. Depending on the day. Depending on the day. But my parents, I love them to death. They are my rock, aside from Jonathan and Eli. But they are 2 of the most hard-headed individuals I know. And it is more frustrating now that I'm an adult, and I understand a lot of what they are experiencing, and also, well, not physically, but in having conversations and doing the research. Here are some suggestions on how we can shift things a little bit for you. And I talk to them in a way that's like, I'm your caring daughter. I love you. I want to see you be here for a very long time. But I need you to listen to your body. I need you to listen to your doctors. And I need you to listen to yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. I've learned that my parents, as they've gotten older, ailments it's like they're just coming out of nowhere. My dad has served in the Army for 31 years. And physically, he used to be in shape. He used to go on his runs. Even after he retired, he's still working. Like, that's just, my dad is a worker bee. He's a Virgo. Like, everything got to be in line, right? But he does not take care of himself health-wise. Now he stopped exercising. Well, he's starting back up now because he had somewhat of a health scare. Like, he lost hella weight out of nowhere. And I didn't realize it because he lives in D.C. I did not realize what was going on until I saw him. And my dad is one of those people, you have to ask questions. Like, he's not going to come out and say, hey, I went to the doctor today and this is what the doctor found. Like, I'm not going to just outright get that. I have to ask the questions. So when I saw him, I'm like, Daddy, what's going on? Like, you've lost a lot of weight.
Right.
And this is not from you being active. This is something's going on. So that push for him to go to the doctor. Like, look at yourself. Something's not right. I need you to go to the doctor. I need you to run the test, see what's going on. And then in turn, there was some things going on. He's diabetic. And he hadn't been doing what he was supposed to do, taking his medication, eating the way that he should have been, resting the way that he should have been. He likes to fall asleep on the couch watching TV. No, sir, you're older. I need you to take better care of yourself, and your rest is a priority. So my dad has actually been a new kid on the block. Like, he was somebody that my dad didn't give me any problems.
Right.
But now that he's getting older and he's not being more conscious about his health and his being, I've had to adopt him as a child. So, and my mom, God, that's a whole nother episode. Right? I love my mama, but she is one of those women that's going to do what she want to do, period. She's going to listen to you and say, that sounds good. Absolutely. But in the end, she's going to do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So I've been fussing a lot.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some results in my fussing, and I'm seeing some that's like, I don't know what else you want me to do.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people where don't call me complaining about an issue and you're not doing anything to fix it. Like, I'm going to offer my advice. I'm going to support you. If I need to call people, if I need to go to appointments with you, if I need to work out with you, I will do that. But if you're not willing to put the work in for yourself, there's nothing I can do.
Absolutely.
And I don't even want to hear it anymore. Yeah. Like, I'm getting to the point, and I don't want to do this, but I just don't want to hear it. Like, don't complain to me if you're not trying to help yourself. Right. Like, I can't help you.
I understand that. So right now, while we're recording, my mom is actually in the hospital due to her third stroke. And some of it is the high stress. Yeah. Not listening to her body. Like, she had the same symptoms from the first stroke and did not go to the doctor. And I'm just like, first of all, you blessed to have a freaking stroke and be able to walk out the next day. Yeah. Like, eventually, like, your body is going to break down. Like, you have to change your eating habits. You are 62, eating like a teenager. Like, stop. Like, why are we here? Why are we having these conversations? Your mama look good. She looks amazing, but she also takes that to her head and it's like, no, you have to, you may not look your age, but your body is your age. You are your age. I don't care how good you look, how many people, and that's the thing, people blow her head up. And now we're here and I'm fighting with you, and you're all the way in New York. Like, I'm in Georgia. I have kids to worry about. I have a family to worry about. And yes, you're my priority, but I need you to do your shit first. Take care of you. Right. So I'm not sitting up here trying to, her medical records are so long in itself. So it's just very frustrating trying to have these conversations with her, trying to get her on board to listen. Now, my dad is a little different. He's a little more self-sufficient, and we've just rekindled our relationship anyway. Right. But he's still working. He wants to retire. Every year he say he's going to retire. I think he's like 70. It's sad. I don't even know how old he is. But I'm like, okay, you need to go ahead and retire so you can enjoy some life. But he'll get up, he travel, he walks. He's very slender too. He looks great for his age. But it's just polar opposites. Yeah. Like, I don't have to do all this with you, but with you, I got to do all this. And it's just like, we're parenting our parents. Oh, absolutely. And now it's like having that conversation, like, okay, when they do get older, do they move in with us? Do I get a caregiver? Like, I'm thinking about these things.
Life looks different now than it did several decades ago. Right.
So it's just like, am I a bad person for really thinking about getting a nurse for my mom when she needs that? Like, because it's like, yes, I want you to have the best quality of life when it comes to that time, but I don't know if I can give that to you. Like, I'm not trained. My kids are young. We did that with my grandmother, but my grandmother, we were older, so we were in high school. It just looked different. We were very responsible for our age. I don't want to put that responsibility on my kids. I want them to be kids. So
I always tell my parents, listen, now I would never put them in a nursing home. No, that's not my thing. But they get threatened. I say, hey, you're on your way to the home. Because I don't have the mental and physical bandwidth. Because we had our kids a lot older in life than they did. My parents were in their early 20s when they had me. And I was in my early 30s when I had my son.
Right.
So life just looks a lot different. I cannot be a mother to this active 4-year-old boy who's wiping his ass with his hands. And then also you in your late 50s, early 60s. And like I can't do both.
Yeah.
Right. And I cannot weigh myself down. I'm also being mindful of me and my mental capacity and my bandwidth, and also my family.
Yeah.
Like I am going to 100% make sure my family's good.
Right.
And I need you to also make sure you're good.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to want to do it. And that's why I tell my mom, I can't make these changes for you. You have to want to make these changes, and I can assist you.
Exactly.
If you don't make those changes, I'm going to treat you as such.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. And I talk a lot of shit, and I know it's going to be me, like, taking care of her. I pray that doesn't happen. Or nothing bad happens, but it's like I really have to come up with a plan now, because these are things that I really didn't think about even last week. And now it's like, okay, so do she move down? Do we get her own cute little assisted living and then make sure she have a nurse? Do she move in with us? Like,
your mom is not going to need all that,
I know,
because she's going to be fine. And back mobile. Well, she's already mobile. It's just her getting transitioned out of the hospital. That's it.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, so we're not even gonna have to plan for that, because she's gonna be fine. But Livonia, I'm gonna need you to get it together.
See?
Jolene, I'm gonna need you to get it together.
Get it together.
Al, get it together. And I'm gonna make sure they see this episode.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna make sure they see it.
You know, my mom watched the YouTubes anyway,
and she's gonna watch it again, because she's gonna listen to this. That's
she
fine.
Gonna be pissed
They'll
off.
be all right.
But
they
maybe
will
this
be
is the awakening for you.
This is because they pissing us off. They really are. I'm very serious about that. I'm so serious. I told my mama today, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, I just ain't got nobody to talk to. That's I just ain't.
Get some therapy too. Like, seriously, like, it's okay to go to therapy, and I'm telling you this on YouTube. Yes, get some therapy, woman.
I don't know why they're
anti-therapy.
My dad,
I'm not your therapist.
Again, like, he's not, like, he doesn't judge people who go to therapy. He's just not doing it for himself.
Absolutely.
I'm like, y'all need some counseling.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Individual and couples.
Yeah,
they need it. They need it. So we parenting our parents and our kids at the same time. It's a challenge.
It is a challenge, but you're doing a good job.
You too, honey, because we got to stick through this together. Because listen,
drive you to drink.
Speaking of, I'll reach for it.
Let me grab my drink. Lord have mercy. Speaking of.
So y'all know I love a good cocktail. You know I love a good cocktail. Mama Juice is my absolute favorite segment of the show. When me and Devin said we were doing this podcast, I'm like, we need a drink. And we're going to call it Mama Juice. And that's what we have today. Usually, I use my brain, I use my husband's brain, and Devin, sometimes she lets me borrow her brain to think about drinks. But today, we had the luxury of not even having to do that, friend.
We do. Why do we have this luxury?
Because we are under the SE Media Group now, and they with luxuries, luxuries.
Ooh, child, luxury. Just put SE Media Group right
there.
I
even got a lime wedge on my drink. I don't think I've given us a lime wedge.
No, you haven't.
So listen, let me give y'all a little bit of history about this drink. So during our Mama-tine event, we had a bartender here. Shout out to Kayla girl. Hey. She had some friends come by who were also bartenders.
Mixologists.
Or excuse me, mixologists.
They
correct me, please. Correct me,
They
please.
corrected us, because I said that too.
They are mixologists, and they saw the work that we were doing. And when you're in the SC Media Group, Content House, like, you meet all kinds of people. Sure it's like Atlanta and Georgia and the United States come through. Like, that's just what happens, right? So they came through yesterday, and again, they saw the work that we were doing. We were telling them about our show, and we shared with them that we have a segment called Mama Juice. So they were like, well, tell us more about Mama Juice. And we shared that it is a cocktail-based segment where we also do mocktails. And they actually sponsored this Mama Juice. Yeah. They created our drink for today. So we shared with them what we were talking about, and they were like, that's giving French 75. And I said, y'all know I like gin. Let's go. Let's run it. So we are here drinking our Le Struggle.
Le Struggle, because we're struggling.
of the challenges that we talked about with these dirty ass kids and these mamas and daddies that's not listening. It is a lay struggle out here, and it's a French 75.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes. So shout out to Bruce and Demetrius for our lovely French 75 cocktail.
Yes.
And if you're a mama to be, or you don't drink alcohol, that's fine. You can still have this drink with a sparkling white grape juice and lime juice.
Yep.
And you can put your lemon wedge on it. And it's so good. Shout out to Bruce and Demetrius.
Yes, shout out to y'all. Thank you. It's amazing. Okay, for Mama's Corner, I had a question, but now I want us to be reflective. With all of this, okay, if this is your first time listening, Mama's Corner is our opportunity to connect with our guests and with our listeners or with each other. And typically, mamas write in and ask us a question. And sometimes we're reflective. And so I think it's important for us to be reflective, especially with all the chaos and challenges of motherhood and our day-to-day of trying to figure out all this shit. Like, how are you taking care of yourself? I know we said we were going to be more accountable with ourselves and honest with our listeners of what that looks like, because sometimes we just neglect ourselves. And so how are you taking care of you? How have you been taking care of you?
That is a good question. So, one, I started the year off with a massage and facial. I said I was going to be more intentional about physically taking care of myself or keeping myself up. Now, my nails, I've been doing that. So that's not really self-care.
Yeah,
I've moved that on off the self-care list. That's not self-care to me. But talking about massage subscriptions, like that is something that I want to do. And I will do that this year. I've also started looking for a therapist. Haven't found one. Been doing some research. But just the act of starting up is self-care for me. Because I'm thinking about it. I'm looking to make it a concrete plan in my life. So I've been more intentional about that. But also just setting my own intrinsic and extrinsic boundaries. Like, sometimes I got to tell myself, girl, like, just chill, you know, and relax, breathe. That has also been a self-care method for me, is breathing. So yeah, I've been, again, just thinking through the massage subscription. I got this house been kicking our ass too. So that's another episode.
Oh, Lord.
And then also just the act of looking for a therapist, and also my breathing and being more intentional about my internal and external boundaries.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you?
I started working out. Yes. And next is therapy. I'm down 9 pounds.
Yes.
But I've been working out heavy. Some weeks are different than others because of Jared's schedule. But I try to be intentional about moving my body, and I'm liking the way I feel. So even when I'm stressed, it's not as stressful.
Yeah.
And then I am looking for a therapist right now to get into therapy because it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I'm about to be working out with you. I ordered my my at home, I think it's a stepper or something. Some little cardio work I can do at home.
Yeah.
So yes. Right. But proud of you for 9 pounds down, girl. That's good.
Yeah. Almost there.
That's good.
Thank you.
Okay,
I'm working on
there we go.
Thank you. There you go.
There we go.
Thank you. Stop being hard on myself.
Yes, there we go. That's our self-care accountability for you this year.
Thank you.
There we go.
So if you are interested in writing us in Mama's Corner, feel free to email us at mama@therealmamapod.com. And I check those emails and I look for those questions. So,
and we're going to be looking for them reviews
too.
And
so even if it takes a long time for us to ask you a question, eventually we're going to ask it. We're strategic about that question. So we try to map up based on our episodes and our guests and things like that. So we will eventually ask you a question.
Yeah.
So this was great, friend. I love connecting with you. This was cool.
Yes, because we really needed this. I mean, we have these conversations all the time. Like, it's when we hang up from our parents, it's like, girl, damn it, this is what they're doing now.
This is an episode.
Right. So I'm glad we were able to drop it here.
Yeah.
And we're going to need these mamas and daddies and kids to get it together.
Yeah.
So.
Oh. What's this?
Right.
We just got something.
Right. It just dropped off to us. A beautiful plant, an orchid.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So pretty.
Are you going to share why we are receiving these orchids?
Just dropping.
We do know that y'all do have stuff going on at home. You know, Devin did tell us about her mom and everything, but also I was just proud of you guys for still showing up for yourself.
Aww.
This weekend and still doing everything, because can't help from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing you can really do as you wait. But, you know, just congratulations on this weekend and everything. And, you know, we're proud of you guys.
Thank
We
you.
love you. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't told y'all about our family here. But they are very intentional about making sure we're taken care of.
Yes.
And for that, I can't say thank you enough.
Yes, thank you.
I'm not an emotional person, but
Don't start crying.
I
Gotta record it. So
I
no,
know
I'm not about to do this.
if the tears come from me, that means it's serious. But I really want to say thank you to Samaya and Stephanie Squared and Brandon, because they really pour into us and they see the work that Devin and I have been putting into this podcast. And it is hard work. But with them, it has been easy. We have our moments where we're a little late, but I love them with everything in me. And I can't wait to see where we go as a collective, because it's going to be far. We're going to go so far together and with this family. And for that, I just want to say thank you so much for the beautiful flower, and for really believing in us and what we do. Like, seriously, love y'all to the core. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm not going to say much because it's going to be ugly. But thank y'all, and thanks for tuning in. Until next time, moms. Bye.
Bye.